Alright. Chisu Hero here coming at you with some content. We have the first Master Duel upcoming Forbidden List, Forbidden and Limited List updates. The implementation of the Forbidden List is planned to occur on the date listed below. That is May 9th. Um, so we've applied trends, results, decks, and ranked, and limitless cards and decks with outstandingly high usage and win rates in line with their impact on the metagame. Changes made to this list reflect our aims of preventing decks from being too difficult to counter and ensuring the game's tactical element is not compromised by overly short duels. In addition, this is the first revision of the Forbidden Limited list, and the extended limitations take into account new cards that will be added to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel in the future. Cards to be limited. That means a card that will be at one copy per deck. That is Cyber Angel Benton and Conquistador of the Golden Lands. Now, that's very interesting to me, as in the TCG, they have banned Eva and limited Benton to one. They're keeping Eva alive but limiting Benton. Personally, I think because the Drytron engine is so searchable that you're still able to pretty much find Benton with no problem, and Eva needs to be limited or banned herself. Yeah, Conquista the Golden Land's interesting because I've been playing a lot, made Plat and Plat 1, and I don't see Eldritch as much. January, February seasons, he was quite prominent. It seems that everyone got kind of bored of him or didn't really care. I think as more people crafted cards, like Call by the Grave became very standard, and that's actually a pretty big counter. Then more cards playing that really hurt Eldritch, I think, because being able to banish him. So as like the metagame stabilizes and people get like the core staples to figure out what's good and not, they kind of saw Eldritch as not a big problem. And I don't think Conquistador needed to be at one. That really hurts Eldritch. I think they wanted to hit the floodgates, like skill drain to one. Wow, that's Eldritch, I mean, its stun wasn't fun, but Conquista really messes up the strategy. I guess, alright, but, I disagree with that, but this is based off their data, and it's always up to revision, be revised. Cards to be semi-limited at 2 copies. DD Dynamite at 2 copies. Looking at that combo, I'm trying to think if it's a big issue, if that helps at all, because of the way they search it. They do use Trap Trick, and at least Trap Trick you would like dump one copy and then get another. So that affects its consistency. This should have been at 1. I actually went for DD Dynamite decks. I think Banquet was the hit there. Just get rid of Banquet. Because in the best of 1 format, Banquet kind of sucks because they can get rid of your extra decks. Even cards that aren't doing the DD Dynamite can still kind of mess you up a little bit for those banished decks. And I think Banquet was the hit, and DD Dynamite could still be good for an end game of those other banished decks that weren't FTKs, like the Grand Manjus could have another kind of win condition. So being at 2 is interesting. It does hurt that deck a little bit. It's not as easy for them to search and find it anymore, but we'll see how that affects it. They also, again, with the changes to, they did make a change to the daily gem limit is 100 from duels. Most normal players don't hit that. Bots were able to grind that out, and that killed a lot of the DD Dynamites as well. And typically it's just players playing it now, no more bots, as it's no longer very lucrative. However, we shall see. Kinda disagree, but we shall see. Sekka's Light, that was really good in an Emancipator drawing too. It was basically, you're not allowed to play any spells and traps, but there were variants, except for Sekka's Light after you activate it. But there are variants of that Emancipator that ran a lot of monsters that kind of did a lot of the effects they'd want from spells and traps anyway, and were able to get very consistent. It was almost like Pot of Greed essentially at that point. So I see why Sekka's Light was getting hit. Fusion Destiny is DPE warning, I think. Destiny Phoenix Force is a really good card in the TCG and OCG. It looks like they preemptively wanted to hit that to kind of, make sure that meta is not everywhere. but I think bringing that to 1 would have been ideal if you want to hit it. But I'd imagine they're hitting it now for, in preparation, and when it actually comes out, it'll get to 1. Wanting to kind of limit that a bit. Yeah, okay. Phantom Knights of the Torn Scales, the 2. Okay, hitting Phantom Knights in the Rongo combo a little bit. Hitting them a bit. So they didn't ban Rongo, they didn't ban anything. It's really quick. Yeah, so they didn't ban Rongo. He's yeah, Rongo's still chilling there, but it looks like they don't want to take out the power cards, they just want to stop the cards that make those power cards so great. So I kind of understand that. I think that's actually an interesting way to take it, and I kind of agree yet disagree. I think Rongo and certain cards in a best of 1 format should just go. I understand now when to take fun, big, powerful boss monsters. I just personally think Rongo should have gone, quite honestly. But no bans actually at all. But Tri-Brigade Fractal, Tri-Brigade's the best deck, both variants, Zodiac and Lureless, so they're hitting that, slowing it down a bit. Virtual World Roshi, Lao Lao, want to take power away from the Virtual World a bit. Again, that's like the big VFD Turbo deck. I think taking the power away from VFD, I think them being a combo synchro deck, being able to build powerful boards is fine. Just getting rid of VFD would be the way. I think that deck fine, and we'll see how this affects it. Again, I don't. The way Virtual World plays, I don't really think they care. That too. I don't think that really bothers them. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't play too much Virtual World, but quite honestly, I don't think that's the hit. But Lyralist, Cobalt Sparrow, alright, they want to kind of weaken Lyralist quite a bit, as it felt like they were too good, and the power, again, hitting the Tri-Brigade. So Fractal, for Tri-Brigade Lyralist, got 2 hits. Fractal and Cobalt Sparrow, slowing them down a bit, and some of their value. However, I still think that deck's gonna be pretty rocking pretty well. But then again, I didn't really mind the Tri-Brigade variants. Lyralist is kind of a headache, how much like gas they have. But I didn't really mind it too much. Print Kids, Roxy's. Now this is a I hate to break this to them, but every optimized list of prank kicks only played 2 Roxys. You play 3 of the others because they're the ones that can let you go into the Battle Butler. And Roxy's kind of awkward, only at 2 you only need. So they were already doing that, so that actually changes nothing for prank kids. They lose no power whatsoever. That's how it is. The optimal list only run 2 Roxys. 3 Droppies, 3 Fire 1, and the other Wind. Thunder, and like we don't really care about Roxy. People run. I've been practicing a bit of prank kids and looking at the list, and it is only 2 Roxys typically. So this is actually changes nothing. It doesn't hit them at all. Edit Emancipator Analyzer. Okay, so that's nice. I think Researcher was the hit there because she's the kind of the big one there. But I don't know. But Sekka's Light. But there's many non-Sekka Light variants, so I'm not even sure if Edit Emancipator cares too much going to 2 Analyzer. I think it was just, I think honestly I would like to see them ban like Scythe and yeah, any like the Floodgates cards. That's the problem. Unless it's a crazy combo, it's still gonna happen. Even it's still, you know, they're like Floodgatey and Negate boards are still going on. But this is very underwhelming overall for me. The only thing I can say I really like maybe is releasing cards from limit. Cards from which limit numbers will be lifted. So Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon. I think that's cool to see that come off. I'm actually very happy they're open to do that. This is a good sign here that they're looking at cards that are banned or limited and saying, hey, maybe we can just let them go for now. Maybe shake things up. This, honestly, I'm sad to say, won't shake things up at all, really. I really don't think this is going to affect anything May 9th. This is a lot of disappointments here. I don't want to take a negative tone, I'm going to essentially positive, but realistically, this isn't really hurting anything. This is cool, we'll see what this can do. Don't really think much of that. Replay of duels played before this become effective, maybe shut down, yeah. Dismantling bonuses result of list. If a card is designated as limited, semi-limited, or forbidden on this forbidden list, a 20 points craft point bonus will be available when dismantling the card during the period. The number of times the bonus can be gained correspond to the reduction in the max copies of the card per deck. Do that. So interesting. Okay. So they will be giving us, I think, full crafting. It says 20 bonus, so 10 plus 20. It looks like we are getting full crafting for that. That was a big worry, so that's actually fantastic. So at least you get your resources back. Again, this is pretty underwhelming, but at least, hey, you know, you don't lose out from crafting these things, and that's fantastic. Application duration, so from May 9th to June 9th, pretty generous. You're able to dismantle them, so that's great. For unlimited card, maxi copies, limit 1. Okay, this explains the crafting. I'll read it out. For unlimited, that becomes limited max 1 copy. A craft point of 20 will be available when dismantling up to 2 copies of this card. If it's 2 copies because of the reduction in the max copies of the card per deck due to the forbidden limited list, also 2 copies. If the card has no finish, 30 craft points will be gained. The usual 10 plus the bonus of 20, very good. The usual 10 craft points will be gained when dismantling past 2 copies, or the card is dismantled outside the application pyramid. Alright, so they're always limited to change. Alright, they will always be announced 2 weeks before they are implemented, but that's really all I have for you. Let me know in the comments what you think. I am actually super underwhelmed by this. But yeah, I just want to get this video out, and thank you for, as usual, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and you have a blessed day.